Good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 494, I do believe. Yeah, 494. Today, we're doing a book review, and this book is going to certainly divide opinion on this podcast, because this is more down the spiritual path. And as you guys know, if you've been listening to me for a while, then I have been going down this path quite a lot recently. I've always been very, very spiritual, but I don't want to use the word practiced it, because I'm not practicing it, but I've never actively looked out for content regarding it. This book came up in the cosmos in my life somehow. I can't remember what was the connection, but when I read it, it's only a very, very small book, but it was absolutely fan-bloody-tastic. It's a book called Many Lives, Many Masters. Many Lives, Many Masters. Now, in essence, this is about somebody who is a professional person, and he helps people. And so basically his clients, so he's a professional, whether it's psychologist or whatever. Let's say psychologist. I can't exactly remember what he is, to be honest, but that's not the purpose of the book whatsoever. It's not the biggest takeaway. So let's say he's a psychologist, and he's working with this person because she's very, very anxious. She's very, very in herself. She gets anxiety a lot, and she comes into his office, and normally what he does, he goes back to past trauma. So it might be when you was a kid, when you was sexually abused, etc. It so happens that this girl was sexually abused at a young age, and she's completely forgotten about it. She didn't even know it happened. And so he thought, do you know what? We've got there. He said to her afterwards, he said, I know it's been very, very painful to go back through, relive, and it's hypnotherapy to go back, hypnotizes you to go back through it, to actually relive it, and in a safe environment. Like I say, he's a professional. He's 100%. Got all the awards and certificates, etc., training to make sure he is correct. He's a proper bloke. He's a doctor, and so he believed that as soon as we went back through that trauma, that would be the end of her social anxiety episodes. However, she rang up a week and a half later saying, things still aren't right, and started explaining, that things aren't right. And so he goes, well, that's strange. Maybe there's something else after she was 3. So he went back in a progression and in a life, and started to see exactly what the issue could be if there's something else between the ages 0 and 3. It happens to be nothing. However, he did find something. He found past lives. And in regression, it doesn't go that far. It's obviously day 1 is when you're born. That's what he thought, and that was it. You're born, you die. Simple as that. Scientists. And so all the science points to that, he said. And so I was absolutely amazed, first of all, when she started talking about past lives and the details she used to go into about what she was doing and who she was with, and her deaths that she went through, the trauma. And so he thought, okay, this is obviously something made up in her mind. And as time went on, and as the details went on, he could actually track back these people, and he could actually check the information that she was saying. And it happened to be true. But not only that, the information came about him as well, and his baby, who was very, very ill when the baby was born. And she could actually tell and talk about what happened. And she was getting messages through. This is where I might lose people, but this is genuinely what I believe. And it's atheist. You know what? I really. It's so comforting and so warm to know and believe that there is something in my heart of hearts. I know, I've got no doubt whatsoever, there is something after this life. I don't exactly know what it is, but I do believe the soul, we are here we're here to learn, we're here to experience, we're here to just experience life, experience this life, and then we take it back. Our soul is being taken back. And there's more and more scientific evidence now. More and more scientists are starting to believe there is something, even going to how much your body weighs at that moment of death, and then afterwards. It's weighed less. And so they're saying, now, does the soul really exist? And how much weight is it? And there's loads of scientific papers out there regarding that. And it's fascinating reading. I do believe that it's happening more and more now, that people are questioning and starting to believe that, listen, there's got to be more. And for me, it's so comforting. I know that this isn't the end. I know that I've been in my life with my kids before, in not my life, but in previous lives. I 100% believe in reincarnation. I believe that we've been here before, and we've learned, we've educated ourselves, and our soul starts to get older, more wiser, more mature. And that's the progression. That's the idea of life, is to learn. And it's a beautiful feeling. And if you're an atheist, and by the way, I'm not saying that. Well, I kind of am saying that I'm right and they're wrong, because that's what I believe. But then people are saying that atheists are saying that I'm wrong and they're right. But I've got full respect, because I believe that every single person has the right to believe exactly what they believe happens after death, after you die. But for me, it's just so comforting. I can't imagine just thinking and feeling that that's it. There's no spirit, there's no soul. That's it. We just, it's an empty black space. There's nothing. There is literally nothing. Try to think about nothing. You can't think about nothing. It's so hard and difficult. And so, yeah, this book, this guy was a skeptic. Of course he was, because he was a scientist. He was a doctor. And so, and by the way, I don't know if he was a scientist or a doctor. I think he was just a doctor. But all the science, he believed, said this. And then when he started having evidence, and she was telling him information that only the doctors knew about his life, because he hadn't shared it publicly with anybody. Nobody knew. And she could have never, ever found that information out. And it's just a terrific book. I'm actually going to read it again, because it's so heartwarming. I think it's only 3 hours long for an audible book. However, for me, I'm on like 2.5 speed, so it probably took maybe just over an hour for me. But it was a tremendous book, and it's just a heartwarming book as well. And it makes you realize that, do you know what? None of this is real. You've chosen everything in your life because you want to experience it. The way that another person put it from another podcast is, imagine a karaoke book. So we're singing karaoke. We want to sing karaoke, and we look through and we see all the lyrics. We say, yeah, I can sing that bit. I can blast out that chorus there. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'll go for that one. That's exactly the same as your soul, as your spirit. When you decide the life, you actually look at the life, you go through the karaoke book. It's just an analogy, but I think I believe it's fairly accurate. You look at exactly what's going to happen, and you say, do you know what? My soul needs that. I need to experience that. I need to learn that. I need to educate myself on that. I need to feel that. I need to embrace it. And just having that feeling of experience. And so, yeah, I'm going to go there. And then you get your other soul, what is it? Your other souls that normally surround your life. You find another soul, and you say, "Hey, do you know what? Let's do this one. What about this one for you? Do you want to be like Claire said, or I said to Claire? Do you want to do this one? Look at Dean and Claire in this life, and my mum has, and then you say, yeah, do you know what? Let's experience that, and then boom, you're experiencing it. And so everything you're going through, your soul has chosen that. Good, bad, indifferent. Your soul has chosen that. You want to experience this, and so just remember, it's a correct path for you. It's your path. It's your model. It's what you are supposed to be doing, because you want to experience everything that you're experiencing right now. Your soul wants to eat it up, learn from it, live it, experience it, feel it. And people start saying about free will. Well, do you not have free will? Yes, you do have free will to a certain extent. It's like on an airplane. You have free will on an airplane. You have free will. You can do what you want on that airplane, but you are still going to that place, that destination. You're still going to that destination. You can't stop that airplane going there. Just like me, the big things in my life, I will experience. I will not be able to stop experiencing them. They are mapped out for me. And then your angels, your guides, because I 100% believe in all that as well. And I know that people listen to this who know me personally thinking, you never spoke about this, Dean. Do you know what? Because it just don't come up in conversation. But for me, it feels so warm. And yeah, so your guides are making sure that you're at crucial parts of your life are there, are making the right decisions, and are going down the right path. It's like when I first met Claire, Andy Martin in the car. Unfortunately, he's passed away now. He was in the car, and I turned to him and said, do you want to go to this party? And Andy Martin was like, hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Of course I do. Let's go. He was supposed to be there with me on that day, in that taxi, in that car. Because if it wasn't for him saying that, if I was on my own, I probably wouldn't have gone to that party. I'd have said, nah, you're all right. Because it was my hairdresser, and that's where I met Claire. And if I wouldn't have gone, I know many people would say, well, you'd have met her some other time. Possibly not. But I know that was the right time for me to meet her. I was going to Australia in a week's time for another 6 weeks. And if I wouldn't have met her, I might not have come back. I might still be in Australia now. Because I was having a great time. I was traveling around. It was 6 to 8 weeks, and I might not have come back. And so life changes. It little decisions here and there, but your soul, your angels, your people who are there making your guides are there making sure that you're making the right decisions at the right time and going down the right path for you, because there's forks in the road every single day. And so rest assured that you are making the correct decisions for you right here, right now. And this book is just beautiful. Anyway, you guys now know what I believe to be true. And for me, whether it's right or whether it's wrong, it's almost irrelevant, because I'm living a blissfully happy life, thinking and feeling that everything is happening for me. It's not happening to you. Everything in your life is happening for you. It's to educate you. It's to learn. For you to learn. It's for you to embrace. It's for you to feel. It's for you to experience that you're going through. And so when you have that mindset thinking, this is for me, this is to me, whatever the situation, it's happening for me. You've chosen this. And sometimes in life, you might just be playing a supportive role, and that's absolutely fine, because the bigger picture is you're trying to help another soul, and it's called soul contracts. Everybody has a soul contract. Like at certain points in my life, I will have to turn up at a certain place because my soul has a contract to help another soul out, to make sure that soul goes down the right way. And that is so beautiful. And so, yeah, life happens for you, not to you. And sometimes, all the time, we have soul contracts. We have to show up in certain people's lives at certain times. I mean, how many times? I know one person in particular that he showed up in my life at exactly the right time. I needed him. And I showed up at the right time for him because he needed me. And now we no longer on that sort of, we don't need each other. And so therefore we've gone different directions. But at the time, it was beautiful. It was amazing. It was one of the most impactful relationships I could have had. I needed him at that time. He needed me at that time. We got each other through the things that we needed to get through. It's a soul contract. I had a soul contract with him. He had a soul contract with me. And we had to get each other through the difficult times in our life. And we both did. We both moved on. We both got wives. We both got kids. And so now our souls don't need each other. So we've gone our separate ways. And everything is supposed to happen to you. And yeah, it's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful life when you realize that, when you believe it, and when you just give yourself to the universe and just think, you know what? The universe has got my back. The universe knows what's best for me, because everything is happening for a reason. Everything you are experiencing right now, you're supposed to. The universe is doing this for you. And yeah, Many Lives, Many Masters is a beautiful book. Beautiful book. It's one of the most impactful books that I've ever read. I couldn't put it down. It was amazing. I remember it was last Friday I was reading it. I was sat having a pint. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And so don't put pressure on yourself, guys. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And you just experience, enjoy, give yourself to the universe. And just, it's like when you're swimming up a river, the tide, just go with the tide. Just allow your body to go where it's supposed to go. Allow your life, allow the universe to take you where it's supposed to take you. Give yourself to the universe. And I promise you, that's where you're supposed to be. Things happen for you, not to you. All right, my friends, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.